It could be even lower, probably. Yeah, that's probably about right. Okay, everything's connected, it looks like. Nothing, absolutely nothing is ever broken when I do this. Zero. Nothing, zilch, nada. I have full confidence that this will always work. Entirely full confidence. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing good today. Just an impromptu stream, nothing super special about today, except that we're editing. So, if you're joining from the VOD, first of all, thanks for watching. I don't know why you're doing that, but you know, you might learn something. Who knows? I had no idea what's going to happen today.
Where?
Well, howdy there, Mr. Carey Cares. How's it going? How's everything? How was life? Welcome in. This will be probably the weirder editing sessions that I have. Hey, Adam, how's it going? How's everything? How was life? Welcome in. Oh my goodness, that's either a huge delay or YouTube's not working. I'm on a Cameron Dupe channel, I think where I met. Oh yeah, that's right. I was like, where's that name from? I completely forgot. Yes, that's correct. Okay, so this one. Okay, it triggers. Wait a minute. Oh, enter chat YouTube. Here it is. Okay, so that exists. Nothing's happening here. I'm not getting any messages from YouTube on my software. Yeah, it's fantastic. Why is that? I have not had this happen before. Connections, no. I'll just refresh the YouTube connection. Let's see if this works. Okay, sign in. Do this. Continue. Copy. Paste. Link. I broke you. I don't know. I don't know what's working half the time. Theoretically, YouTube chat, the weird thing, it's pulling Twitch chat. It doesn't look like it's pulling YouTube chat. I wonder if it needs an update, though. That might be the case.
Hey!
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I think it did work. Okay, so we're good.
Hey!
Hey, there it
Where?
is. It's either... either it worked when I reconnected it, or it's just, like, delayed by, like, 5 minutes. Well, that's good to know. At least that's working. I think it's actually working, though, so we're good. Yeah, it just needed reconnected for whatever reason. It might have just been because it needs to be connected before I create an event or something like that. I don't know. That alert is so old, too. I was like, it's so messy, but I was like, you know what? It's delayed by like 15 seconds. Yeah, that's probably true. Also on YouTube, there's a little thing you can do on there that you can't do on Twitch necessarily. But if you press, you can actually change your playback speed, but the keyboard shortcut for that is Shift period, or the little sideways, the carrot looking thing. So shift that and it'll speed up your playback until you catch up to the live, and then it reverts back to real-time playback. Just a little fun tip for YouTube streams. That way you're as most current as you can be most of the time. Of course, you increase your chance of buffering when you do that, but if you're like 30 seconds behind, scooch up a little bit. But it's also nice if you like need to pause a stream because you don't want to miss something. You can pause the stream and then no, shift period. So the key next to the question mark. So it's like Hit both keys to the left and right of the question mark. There you go. That's how I describe it. And that'll speed up your playback, and you can press as many times as you want, but like if you're pretty close to real time, I just usually press it once for 1.25 speed.
Hey!
Exaldro!
Where?
The man, the myth, the legend himself. Hello.
Hey!
How's it going on everything else life? Okay,
Where?
Restream bot, you can calm down. I still need to put that in. I have done this for like a year, and I'm like, I'm going to do that, and I never do. So anyways, welcome in, Exaldro. But yeah,
Hey!
if you increase the playback speed...
Where?
Oh my goodness, it's a Jake Whip? What? YouTube pro tips with camera Tim. Yeah, you know what's funny is I'm making a video. Isn't this the most like editing inception you've ever seen? Doing great. I'm doing okay. It's been a whirlwind of the past couple weeks, to be perfectly honest. But still doing stuff. I'm editing a video about Kdenlive in DaVinci Resolve. Because why not? It's not going on my channel, but I'm doing it anyways. We need a sequel if you edited a stream inside of Kdenlive. That's not going to happen. No, you're never going to see me use Kdenlive live on stream. That I can guarantee you. I'm an expert. I'm an expert in editing allegedly in Minecraft. Yes. I'm the best editor in the world in Minecraft. Oh my. So, also Exaldro, I just got a comment on one of my videos that people are really enjoying the color shaders and the border. So remember the border one, the rotating gradient border that you helped me put in? That's becoming my most viewed video. I don't know if you knew that. Let me, just in case, I don't think anything pops up when I go to my YouTube studio, but I'm going to not take any chances because you just never know. Let me go to... yeah, because that would have shown somebody else's channel. Let's see. Content. Yeah, this one. So if I go to... Well, I can just put it back now. This is fine to show. But yeah, the OBS animated border as a filter, all of a sudden for some reason that one is like growing in popularity exponentially. So if I go to my like analytics, I don't care if I show you this stuff. Like it started off pretty slow, but you can see like it's sloping up, and it's like over however where can I... it's not going to show me very well. But anyways, it's becoming one of my most viewed videos. Just out of nowhere. People just started wanting to watch it again. So, at the end of the day, I really appreciate you helping me put that in because people are loving that one. So...
Tim!
Audio Gary! Hello. How's it going on everything else life? Last time I donated was like Windows 7 or 8 on Windows Movie Maker. Oh my goodness, Windows Movie Maker. RIP. Yeah, because now it's like Windows Movie Maker is like not even really a thing anymore. It's just Clipchamp, right? To keep it organized. So, and now I could just throw it into the timeline like so, but maybe I want it to go above this point and I need some extra space. Well, we can create additional tracks by right-clicking in the track area and selecting insert track. And then we can specify how many tracks we want to add. Also, there are some things I miss Movie Maker. Yeah, it had its charm, that's for sure. The one thing I will give Kdenlive is I do appreciate the fact that it uses FFmpeg as a backend. That's something that most other softwares don't have, which is cool, because then you can... It's technically the most robust encoder out there. So, and you can do remuxing straight into the software if you know what you're doing. So that's cool stuff.
To go above or under whatever tracks we're selecting here. So we can go ahead and hit OK, and now we have 2 additional tracks, and we can easily put our text above everything else to keep it organized. Keep it organized. Now the last thing,
Dude, you know what's funny is like, I think I touched Movie Maker maybe once or twice, way back in the day. Like we're talking 2007, 2008, because I started an iMovie. Back when it was like you placed a clip on the quote-unquote timeline, and then you had to but it was just like looking at a thumbnail, so you had to tell that thumbnail how long you wanted it to last. So it wasn't like a true timeline of sorts. It was weird. Looking back on it, I was like, that's such a weird way to edit. But yeah, iMovie was not excuse me, was not the best, but it quickly improved in certain aspects. But I think I had moved to Final Cut before that happened. So, but yeah, Windows Movie Maker, we've all had memories in that space.
organized. Now the last thing in the organized. Now the last. Now the last thing in this.
So you started on the beta tapes. Is that what you're saying?
The last thing in this timeline that I want to show is, let's say we is on all of these. And the last thing I want to show.
Man, I'm so bad at doing tutorials. You guys have no idea.
Now the last thing in these. Now the last thing I want to show on this. Now the last thing in this timeline that I want to show is, let's say we
don't use that clip. What say you?
Organized. Now the last thing.
Okay.
I'm going to show on this time. The last one timeline is about right. Now all of these aspects fill all.
Right there, and then we'll slip this until I can find. Okay, I'll slip this until. Oh wait, nope, it's the way. Oh good, we have the space. Perfect.
Now the last thing I want to show on this time. Now the last thing I want to show in the timeline.
Oh, it didn't.
Grouping. Now all of these clips have.
Wait.
Now the last thing I want to show on this time. Now the last thing I want to show.
Oh, it did save it. Okay, so we're fine. It's just I didn't cut the audio correctly. Okay, that's fine.
Nice. Now the last thing I want to. Nice. Now the last thing I want to show.
Anything's easier to program in games than the Texas Instrument computer back in the day that took forever programming a game. Oh, dude, I can't imagine. It's definitely gotten easier. Game programming is still incredibly difficult, I would say. But there's a lot more tools to be able to do so. Please like and subscribe. Please, sir, if you would like and subscribe, I would be of the utmost grateful. That's probably grammatically incorrect.
Nice. Now the last thing I want to show in the timeline is about grouping. Now all of these clips.
Almost certainly grammatically incorrect.
Group typing. Now all of these clips have.
Okay, what was I doing?
Now the last thing I want to show in the timeline is about grouping. Now all of these clips have some
That's good enough.
camera audio that is completely useless to.
I'm unsubscribing after getting jump scared. It's a 1 second zoom. It took so long. Okay, well, I guess it is running 24 FPS, so it does feel a little jumpy. Sorry.
Is about group outing. Now, all of these clips have some camera audio that.
What can I do to earn your subscription back? Tell me, what can I do?
Completely useless to us. Now, there's a couple ways we can deal with this. Right now,
What am I hearing? Let's see, that's ambient. Nah, just move ahead of that one. Okay. It's like we're getting deep.
deal with this.
It's getting emotional. I'll think on it. Okay, yeah, just DM me.
Clips have this. Right now, all of our clips have this blue outline on them, showing that they are grouped, and you'll notice that whenever you click one, it highlights.
Good sub back with $10 off his stream. I need 10 referrals for whip templates. If I get 10 referrals, I get his sub back.
Hey! Where?
Hey Dimitri, how's it going? Everything how's life? Welcome in.
Click one, it highlights both the audio and video. You can also just press and hold Alt.
You know, I'm kind of curious about this and like if keyword things are gonna work, but I'm wondering if throwing Kdenlive and the title is actually going to bring people looking for Kdenlive editing, and it's like, oh, I'm in Resolve, but I'm editing a video about it. It'd be really funny. The funny thing is, like, so in order to make this video, I had to learn the entire software from scratch, and there are some things I really like about it, and there are some things I really don't like about it. But that's, you know, personal preference thing. I mean, obviously with the lack of color management, that does make it a little difficult for me to like anything else. Why am I using Kdenlive? It's for a video. That's not for my channel. It's basically like a beginner tutorial thing. But the one thing I noticed is, like, I was watching other tutorials just to see like what people were mostly talking about in regards to it. I wasn't going to try and tackle special effects because I'm just like, I'm not learning that type of stuff in a brand new software. I'm not doing that. But I did look up color stuff because I was like, okay, what is this capable of? And so I was looking at a bunch of different videos, and I was like, man, it feels like some of them are missing some of the rudimentary stuff of what makes really good color grades. Like, it feels like what we started with over 10 years ago, before we even knew what CSTs were. And even then, Resolve had better tools. So, I really had to finagle my way understanding how all the color tools work. So I was like going back and forth on all of them and stuff. And I finally landed on a select few that was like, okay, these are gonna suffice. These will do good enough for the tutorial. But the biggest thing is, I was like, every single saturation tool I was looking at, like, everything was additive. I was like, I really don't want to tell people, hey, use this saturation tool if you need more colors or something. And so I was like, I'm avoiding that. There's one tool. There's one inside of all of Kdenlive, and it's not obvious whatsoever. At least as far as I'm aware, there's only one. But there's only one that uses subtractive saturation, and it's not even there natively. Kind of natively. But I'm having to use the Bezier curve tool, set that to saturation, and to make sure I am increasing the saturation curve, and that is subtractive by nature. So I'm doing saturation by creating curves. And that is how I show to do it in this video, because any other way of increasing saturation is just hot garbage.
And video. You can also just press
was
Alt
fun.
and select one or the other, and that way you can individually select them and move them around. But another way we can do it is by selecting them, right-clicking, and going to Ungroup Clips. And now you'll see that there's a black outline on them because now they're individual clips and not bound together. But you can always regroup them by shift-clicking them or shift-dragging and highlighting them, and then right-clicking and selecting Group Clips, and now they're bound together again. So because we don't need any of this audio, I can just highlight all of my clips right here, right-clicking and selecting Ungroup, and now I can just shift drag and select all of my audio, and then go ahead and delete them. And delete them.
That's probably like the longest segment I actually went without needing to cut anything. Yeah, it is. I actually did okay there. How about them apples? Vintage, it's coming back. Oh, it's coming back all right. Edit this video in Premiere. I will not touch Premiere with a 10-foot pole. I'm never doing that again. Not if somebody holds me at gunpoint, I'm not going to touch Premiere. I have too much PTSD with Premiere.
And go ahead and delete them. And because...
Alright, I got to put some audio on it. Can you hear it now? Oh, this is why the viewership goes to 0. Okay. Good thing I set a limiter on there. RIP headphone users.
delete them. And because I don't have any...
I hope he closed down. It sounded... Alright, I'll take the blame. I'll take the blame. Like you were trying to do some voiceover and the headphone audio just leaks through the mic.
Delete them. And because I don't have any...
What? I'll cut it there, that's fine.
And delete them. And because I don't have any more...
Yeah, that's a little weird. Also, WX about 2020 and never look back. Yeah. Yeah, I started using Resolve in 2016, but that was like for only color because the company I was working for at the time, that was like every single media team was using Adobe. But it was just way too hard to do anything serious color grading wise with Adobe. Still is, but it's funny, they've only recently, like within the past year, added ASIS to their workflow. I don't even think it's the latest one. And even then, it's really clunky because you can't utilize like every part of ASIS. It's just like you're still limited to the Lumetri tools that are working in ASIS, but you know, it's still like, it's like you're doing Lightroom from 20 years ago, if that even existed.
Delete them. And because I don't have any more audio in here, I can go ahead and add some music in here, and let's just find some music. I'm just going to drag this one in here, and I'm just going to align one in here, and I'm just going to align it with the beginning of this clip, and I'll put one in here, and I'm just going to align it with the... And I'm just going to align it with the beginning of this clip, and I'm going to scroll ahead and maybe have some fade off over here.
Oh, this is when I realized I didn't turn on audio. Whoops.
And I'm going to go ahead and get some fade off.
So this is how you fake like you actually knew what you were doing.
Scroll ahead and maybe have some fade off over here. Maybe have some fade off over here.
And it's not super convincing, but oh well.
And so maybe I want this one to fade out at the end, or maybe we have here. And so maybe I want this over here. And so maybe I want this one and maybe have some fade off over here. And so maybe I want this one to fade out at the end, or maybe we have some text at the end to text, and text at the end, text at the end to fade us out. So we can go ahead and just make a cut here by pressing Shift R. Just make a cut here by pressing Shift R. We'll just have some fade off over here. And so maybe we have some fade off over here. And so maybe I want this one to fade out at the end, or maybe we have some. I want this, and maybe have some fade off over here. And so have some fade off over here. And so maybe I want this.
Yeah, I'm definitely faking it, but oh well.
This one,
It's fine.
At the end to fade us out. So
See, nobody's gonna question that though. That's the thing.
So we can go ahead and just make a cut here by pressing Shift R. We'll just go ahead and delete the rest of this, and then we have this little circle on this top right corner. If we click and drag this, it'll automatically fade this music out. So now we play this back. The music automatically fades out for us, which is really nice. And then in order to make... And then in order...
Okay, now I need to make sure I get both of those edit points.
Yeah, nice. Which is really nice. And fades out for us, which is really nice. And then in order to make sure the text doesn't just pop off the screen like that, we can also do the same thing with the text and have a video fade on it as well. So now the text fades out smoothly, and the fit and the music fades out smoothly. And the fit and the music
And the fit.
the fit and the music and the fit and the music fades out smoothly. And the fit and the music fades smoothly. And the music fades out smoothly.
Okay.
So by now I'm sure you've wondered. So by now I'm sure you've noticed that our video clips. So
by now you're wondering what's going on, because this is really starting to sound like one of those rap songs. Let me tell you what the boys up to. See, I like rap music and the beatbox group. Sometimes I gotta admit, I close out the doors and when my arms around and I face the floor, but then I end up laughing. I gotta stop and just face the facts. The boys don't need hip hop. See, I grew up in a space where the grass is blue, so if it's gonna be believable, it's gotta be true.
Music fades out smoothly. So by now I'm sure you've noticed that our video clips don't exactly look super saturated or contrasty or poppy. So by now I'm sure you've noticed that our clips look a little bit flat, and that's because they are completely ungraded, and they're also in addition log footage. So by now,
You got my job. Wait a minute. What was that linked to? Was it this? I lost it. Whoops. Where did...
So by now...
Is it right here? Ah, there it is. Okay. Just gotta make sure not to lose this, so I can nuke that.
Fade out smoothly.
There. Ah, so that goes there. This. Where is this end? So right there, that's fine. Doinks.
So by now I'm sure you've noticed that our video clips don't exactly...
Okay, so boinky boink. And then that should work.
fade out smoothly. So by now I'm sure you've noticed... So by now I'm sure you've noticed that our video clips don't exactly...
It just keeps going. It's too loud. I can reduce the sound of that. Let me just -10 it for now, so you don't keep hearing it.
I'm sure you've noticed that our video clips don't exactly look super saturated or contrasty or poppy.
Okay.
So by now I'm sure you've noticed... By now I'm sure... So by now I'm sure you've noticed that our clips look a little bit flat, and that's because they are completely ungraded, and they are also in addition log footage. So we're not going to go too deep into they are also in addition log footage because they are completely ungraded and they're a bit flat, and that's because they...
How can I say that more concisely? Whatever.
They are completely ungraded, and they are also in addition log footage.
They're also in log is probably what I said.
They are completely ungraded, and because they are completely ungraded, and
okay, I'll just voice over this. And that's because they are completely ungraded, and also wait, what was I gonna say? Hold on, wait, what did I say? And they were also shot in log. Okay, and that is because they were completely ungraded and they were also shot in log. And that's because they're completely ungraded and they were also shot in log. which our monitors can't even show properly.
too deep into...
That's the shortest explanation I can give as to how log works. Oh, we got a free Hungry Howie's pizza. Love that. All right, boopity boopity boop. Okay, I already fixed those.
Flat, and that's because they flat. And that's because they are completely ungraded, and they are also in addition log footage. So we're not going to go...
Okay, so nuke those.
Flat. And that's because they're completely ungraded and they were also shot in log. Which our monitors can't even show properly. So we're not going to go
Look at that. I added more to it and it was shorter by a few frames. That's expert VO work right there. Obviously joking. Oh, by the way, if you are new here, just in case anybody's watching and just hanging out and looking at what and wondering why there looks like two timelines in the same window from two different softwares. If you have any questions during any of this, even if it looks like I'm super concentrated or anything, feel free to ask at any point. I could be head deep into whatever the crazy weird thing is that I'm working on, but if you ask a question, I'm more than happy to help answer it if I can. And that's what I wanted to say about that.
It fades out smoothly. So by now I'm sure you've noticed that our clips look a little bit flat, and that's because they're completely ungraded. A little bit flat.
You know what else looks a little bit flat? Your delivery.
A little bit flat, and that's because they're not completely ungraded and they're also shot in log, which our monitors can't even show properly. So we're not going to go too log, which our monitors can't even show properly. So we're not going to log, which our monitors can't even show properly. So we're not going to go too deep into the log specifics today, but we are going to go into some color to see how we can improve the look of these clips and some techniques that we can use. So,
You know, actually, let me just mute this track because I don't need to hear the music part of it.
today, but we are going to go into some color to see how we can improve the look of these clips and some techniques that we can use. So let's go ahead into our coloring layout. Now we do have 5 different layouts out here. The logging is for importing and organizing footage. We have our editing tab, which is what we've done most of our work in. If you need to do more specific audio work, like adjusting your levels of different tracks or different audio effects, or if you need to do different visual tracks or different levels of different tracks or different audio effects or different audio effects, or if you need to do different visual effects to your footage, you can do those in those different layouts. Now for the color, these clips and some techniques that we can use. So let's go ahead into our coloring layout. Now we do have 5 different layouts out here. The logging is for importing and organizing footage. We have our editing tab, which is what we've done most of our work in. If you need to do more specific audio work, like adjusting your levels of different tracks or different audio effects, or if you need to do different visual effects to your footage, you can do those in those different layouts. Now for the color layout, it gives us some specific color monitoring tools that the other pages don't have by default. So we can go into our default. So we can go into our color and image correction, and this is where the bulk of our stuff is going.
Okay, this is when I screwed the pooch here. So this is when I gotta chop off a huge portion of this because I did something super stupid. Yeah, this is when I did the whole thing. I was like, wait, something's slightly off with this. And I realized I did all of this on a log image. I was like, the skin tones look off for some reason between the last time I did this. That's because it's still in log. That was so dumb.
Damn it.
I realized after I was done, I was like, something's wrong. Why is it wrong? As I'm like thinking in my head as I'm doing it, I'm like, no.
Now, before we go into the color tab, we want to make sure that we turn off our proxies so that
So I might even just nix the explanation of the different layouts, but
before we go into the color tab, we want to make sure that we turn off our proxies so that we're working with full resolution footage when we actually go to color. So let's go ahead and just highlight all of our clips and turn off proxy clip for each of them. And now let's go ahead and go over to our color page. And now we're working with the full resolutions of our image, and now we're looking at the full resolution of our image. Now the key things I want to showcase in here are. And now we're working with full resolution footage, and we're on the color page. And to find all of the effects that we can use for color, we'll go to the effects tab and make sure we pull down color and image correction. And this is where.
Where did I start?
Now because this is log footage, we don't want to adjust. Now because this is log footage, we don't want to. Now because this is log footage, we don't. Depending on what camera you have, you might have different options for LEDs, but for. So we'll start with the exposure. Clip our color.
Okay, I think I actually did it right this time. Okay.
Now we're working with full resolution footage, and now we're working.
Oy, oy, oy. Oy, da boy, doy.
Now, before we go into the color tab, we want to make sure
so this entire explanation over here is just completely useless.
Color layout, it gives us some specific color monitoring tools that the other pages don't have by default. So we can go into our color and image correction, and this is where the bulk of our stuff is going to be. And this is where the bulk of the effects that we need are housed. Now, when it comes to color, there's really three.
Alright, so alright, nuke these. Now the question is, how do we reorder this? This is where I was like, I'll just figure it out later. Even though this is like not my first time recording it.
And some techniques that we can use. So let's go ahead into our coloring layout. Now we do have 5 different layouts out here. The logging is for importing and organizing footage. We have our editing tab, which is what we've done most of our work in. If you need to do more specific audio work, like adjusting. So by now I'm sure you've noticed that our clips look a little bit flat, and that's because they're completely ungraded and they were also shot in log, which our monitors can't even show properly. So we're not going to go too deep into the log specifics today, but we are going to go into some color to see how we can improve the look of these clips and some techniques that we can use. So let's go ahead and layout. some specific color monitoring tools. Now, before we go into the color tab, we want to make sure that we turn
Okay, so this is going to be a little weird.
our proxies so that we're working with full resolution footage when we actually go to color. So let's go ahead and just highlight all of our clips and turn off proxy clip for each of them. And now let's go ahead and go over to our color page. And now we're working with the full resolution of our image. And let's go to our color page.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be kind of messy to mention all the other ones. I don't think it's necessary for this. People can find it if they want.
And now we're working with full. Now let's go ahead and go to the clips and turn off proxy clip for each of them. And now let's go ahead and go over to our color page. And now we're working with full resolution footage and we're on the color page. And to find all of the effects that we can use for color, we'll go to the effects tab and make sure we pull down color and image correction. And this is where all of your color grading and color correction tools will live. Now,
Okay, so I do explain that. Okay.
so let's go ahead into our coloring layout. Now we do have 5 different layouts out here. The logging, different tracks. You do visual effects to your footage. You do those different layouts. Now for the color layout, it gives us some specific color monitor. We go to our page and all of the effects we can use for color. We're going to effects tab, pull down color and all the color correction tools will live. Now this is log footage. We don't want to because now because this is log footage, we
I don't know if I mentioned the color monitor. Well, let's find out.
Some techniques that we can use. Now before we go into the color we can use. Now techniques that we can use. Now before we go into some techniques that we can use. Now before we go into the color
So it's just going to have a weird cut, but there's nothing I can do about it.
over tab, we want to make sure that we turn off our proxies so that we're working with full resolution footage when we actually go to color. So let's go ahead and just highlight all of our clips and turn off proxy clip for each of them. And now let's go ahead and go over to our color page. And now we're working with full resolution footage and we're on the color page. And to find all of the effects that we can use for color, we're going to the effects tab and make sure we pull down color and image correction. And this is where all of your color grading and color correction tools will live. Now because this is log footage, we don't want to adjust. Now because this is log footage, we don't want to adjust tools will live. Now because this is log depending on what your camera you have, because this is log, so we can do now because this is log will live. Now because this is log footage, we don't want to make footage directly to this log state because it'll actually.
Wait, what did I say?
Now because this is log footage, we don't want to make footage directly to.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
This log provide because it'll actually provide incorrect adjustments and skew the footage in ways it wasn't meant to be handled. So we can do this really quick. So we can solve this really quickly by using the apply LUT option. Whatever camera, the idea. Depending on what your camera you have, you might have different options for LUTs, but for this, we're just going to use a simple technical LUT to transform from its log state to Rec 709, and the LUT file.
So we don't want to do footage to the footage. I am really bad at this.
Now because this is log footage, we don't want to make adjustments directly to the log footage,
Okay, so that actually sounds better than
now
this
because
part.
this is log footage, we don't want to make footage directly to this log state. Also, this is log footage, we don't want to make adjustments directly to the log. Now because this is log footage, we don't want to make footage directly to
Okay, that's good enough right there. Nope. Where's the genre? Exclude country. Thank you. If you are offended by that, I guess you're allowed to be. I don't know.
Now because this is log footage, we don't want to make adjustments directly to this log state because it'll actually moves the will live. Now because this is
Alright, this will be good enough.
live. Now because this is will live. Now because this is log now because this is log footage, we don't want to make adjustments directly to this log state because it'll actually
See, you can't even tell that that's a cut.
directly to this log state because it'll actually provide incorrect adjustments and skew the footage in ways it wasn't meant to be handled. So we can do this really quick. So we can solve this really quickly by using the handled. So we can do this really quickly. It wasn't meant to be handled. So we can solve this really quickly by using the apply LUT option. Whatever camera, the idea, depending on what camera you have, you might have different LUT option. And by using the apply LUT option, depending on what camera you have, you might have different options for LUTs, but for this we're just going to use a simple technical LUT to transform from its log state to Rec 709, and the LUT file we're going to apply is probably going to look different for you, but mine's a F-log clip from Fujifilm, so I'm just going to apply that, and you can see all it really does is it just makes our colors a little bit more realistic, and it's conforming them properly. And it's conforming them. This is Fujifilm. It's a F-log clip from Fujifilm, so I'm just going to apply that, and you can see all it really does is just that. And you can see all it really does is it just makes our colors a little bit more realistic, and it's conforming them properly. So now let's actually look at our tools that we can use. So we'll start with the exposure. I'm going to go ahead and just click.
Okay, I want to explain that differently.
I'm just going to apply that.
Let's see. How do I want to say this? That's not a log gamut, because log is not a gamut, it's a exposure curve. So how can I explain that? I'll just color space it was shot in, because we're literally just adjusting colors. It's still an F log technically. Okay, I think this is a better way of explaining it. Okay, what did I say about the camera stuff?
And to find all of the effects that we can use for color, we'll go to the Effects tab and make sure we pull Coloration Tools will live. Now, because this is log footage, we don't want to make adjustments directly to this log state because it'll actually provide incorrect adjustments and skew the footage in ways it wasn't meant to be handled. So we can solve this really quickly by using the Apply LUT option. Depending on what camera you have, you might have different options for LUTs, but for this, we're just going to use a simple technical LUT to transform from its log state to Rec 709. And the LUT file we're going to apply is probably going to look different for you, but mine's a F-log clip from Fujifilm, so I'm just going to apply that.
I guess it's good enough. It's 80% there. All right, let's go ahead and record this bit. And you can see all we're really doing is taking it from the color space it was shot in to Rec 709, which is the color space most monitors use. And we're keeping the flat log look, but now with correct colors. I'm going to do it one more time. And you can see all we're really doing is taking it from the color space it was shot in to Rec 709, which is the color space that most monitors use. And we're keeping the flat log look, but now with correct colors. I don't like the way I ended that. And you can see all we're really doing is taking it from the color space it was shot in to Rec 709, which is the color space that most monitors use. Goodness. And you can see all we're really doing is taking it from the color space it was shot in to Rec 709, which is the color space most monitors use. And we're keeping the flat log look now, but with... And you can see all we're really doing is taking it from the color space it was shot in to Rec 709, which is the color space that most monitors use. And we're keeping the flat log look too, but now with correct colors. Okay, that was the one. I did it, guys. I did it. I did your voiceover. I did your voiceover. All right, let's make sure. I'm going to minimize that. Make sure we're in stereo.
Apply that, and you can see.
Oh, phone call. 1 second. Oh, I don't have the mute on this one. Shoot. Okay, I do have to make a run. So here's what I'm going to do. Instead of just throwing up the text, be right back, I'm going to see if I can throw up this and if it'll work. Can I do this? Oh, can I not do that? That'd be kind of annoying if I couldn't. Shoot. Let me figure this out. If I... Wait a minute.
Hey!
Should we read it? Oh, hey,
Where?
yeah. Hopefully I pronounced this right. Yang Lean? I'm not sure if that's the right one. Read any books for color grading. So I haven't personally, but if there's any that you could probably read that would be extremely beneficial, it would probably be The Colorist 10 Commandments from Cullen Kelly. Those will give you a very, very solid foundation for what you need to look for, and how to understand your color grading process from a foundational standpoint. So The Colorist 10 Commandments from Cullen Kelly, that's probably the one most recommended. There's also a lot of articles on mixing light. Mixing light is really solid, that you can read up on that on there. Yeah, I need to make a run. I'm going to try this and let's see if this cuts correctly. Okay, so that's fine. That's just gonna look like that. The overlays might not work, or they might. I might get lucky. Who knows? But I'm just gonna do this. Call it a day, and I will be back because I need to make a run. And it's not gonna use the music, is it? Ooh, fudge muffin. Fudgesicles. Fudgesicles. Fudge crapsicles. Oh, because it's... Wait a minute. Why doesn't it have... Oh, I see it. I found my problem. I know why it's doing that. Okay, hold on. Do this. Copy that. Paste it here. Put this down to the bottom. Okay, now if I cut this... Okay, the music's still playing. Great. Alright, perfect. I will return. I have to make a run. Hopefully I'll be back in like the next 10-15 minutes. Actually, it's quicker than I thought. So, I do dish. There we go. And do dish. Yeah. Ta-da! Say hi to the street. Oh. Have OBS selected. Can't do that. Now do this. There we go. Hello. Say hi. Say hi. Yeah, that spins around. It moves. Uh-oh. Say uh-oh. Such a heavy mic. The internet come back. Okay, here we go. Now it's coming back. Now it's coming back. I really hope that doesn't make extra streams. That would be annoying. Yeah, it would be annoying, wouldn't it? Oh man. Oh man. Oh, fudge muffin. What? Oh, you want to touch the mouse? We do.
Hey!
Whoa.
Where?
Who's that? Who's that? Who is that? That's a good monkin. That's a good monkin. What's up, Dan? How's it going? Say Dan. Close enough. Yeah, he's close enough. Yeah, oh, Dan. Hell man, Dan is here. Yeah. Do you see Dada up there? Yeah, up there. Oh, yes. What do you see in here? Can you describe to the audience what's in here? This is what we call mission control for him. How's it going, Dan? Yeah. See, how's it going? Nothing but attack the mic and all of my keyboard. Let's just delete the project too. Yeah. Delete the project! Yay! Oh goodness. Oh. How'd you get to the fusion? You switched it to fusion. It's good, man. How are things in your world? Doing okay. It's been rough past couple weeks overall, but we're managing. But this little guy just turned 1 this past weekend. So, and he's fully recognizing it. Which one do you want? Which one? Here, how about this one? This is an absolutely trash mic. You can play with that one. Yeah, you can use that one. Is there anything we can help with? I mean, just prayers, really. And we can talk about it offline if you want. Oh. Hey, hi. I should get this hooked up for you. Have the baby mic. Whoop. Okay. We'll just throw it on the ground. Okay. That's why I gave you that one. Duh. Yes. You want to edit now? You want to take over? You think you're a better editor? Yeah, you probably are. Say, I'm a better editor. Yeah, he's yeah. He's got the, I mean, he's got a actually pretty healthy mixture of my wife and I's eyes. Okay. Yeah, you do. But don't let it go to your head just yet. Yeah, not yet. Not yet. Whoa! What? You want the mouse? Hey, Ben. How about two? Can you do that? Two. No. Here, you do it. Two. Well, okay. He just wants all the tech. Oh man. Adam, did you say hi earlier? If I missed that, by the way, oh, you were here like early, I think. Okay, never mind. But how's it going? How's everything? How is life, anyways? You want the mouse? What did you click on? Closes OBS. Yeah, you got it. Yep, that's highlighting all of my clips. That's moving my clips. Yep, that's great. Awesome. You guys can't see the screen, but it's funny. He hasn't moved anything yet. I should probably lock my timeline. Let me just do that. What's my lock? Is it Control 0? No, that's... I actually forget what the keyboard shortcut is because I never use it. Things are well, trucking along with very project focus. Yeah, I saw you guys are putting out a number of more of the beginner tutorial stuff, which is cool. It's funny because I'm working on very, very similar things. Not for my channel, but the ironic thing is like actually because you haven't. Okay, all right, here, all right. Oh, I'm sorry. Here, how about you want the mic again? You want that? No? You just want the mouse again? It's fine. Oh yeah, so I'll show you real quick. Yeah, here we go. So I'm I'm doing a video, funny enough, on Kdenlive. And I'm editing it in Resolve because I wouldn't want to edit it anywhere else. But yeah. I was between like doing a beginner tutorial for CapCut or Kdenlive, and I was like, there's not as much solid content for Kdenlive, and it's still like a relatively decent searchable topic. So I was like, you know what, I'll just do that one, and I could probably provide a little bit more value there as opposed to like there's way more CapCut tutorials, so there's much more saturated traffic there. There's also more searches for CapCut, but it's kind of like pick your poison. Yeah? You found all the buttons? Oh, yes. That's the other mouse. Let's just move that one out of the way. Let's not move all my sort. Let's not close out OBS. I can't see. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, dear. Uh-oh. You say, uh-oh? Yeah, I fell down there. Yeah. So, I don't know if you have, like, the specific metrics either, but, are things, oh, okay, just throw it on the ground, why don't you? Are things going well with the custom tools course thing? I know there's been a couple comments about it. I know the one guy, he actually DM'd me about a couple questions about it, which it seemed like he was able to get through it. Ooh. Boop-a-doo. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, boom. Whoop, boom. I'm glad the mic cancels that out. What you need, bud? Here, how about... Oh, wait, where's that lens light? Ooh, that makes noise. No? Okay. That's a thumb drive. Yeah, thumb drive. No, you don't put that in your mouth. I mean, it's an old cheap thumb drive that doesn't. It's borderline useless. I know it's red, but it is not food. No. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I saw that. I saw that, you stinker. I saw that, you stinker. What can you play with in here that's actually playable? Oops. Oopsie. Ew. Yuck. Yuck. Ew, yuck, 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 yuck. Oh, bless you. Ah. 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 Yeah. Ah. Say hello. Goodbye. Probably gonna take him upstairs in a second. All right. Time to go upstairs. And then I'll actually get back to editing what what I'm supposed to be doing. Be right back. Alrighty. I really need to automate the BRB screen a little bit better. But I have literally zero time to put into that. So, wait, was the music not going that entire time? I don't know if this one already played, but we're playing it. Just gonna make sure this is like preloaded. Good enough.
And you can see all we're really doing is taking it from the color space it was shot in to Rec 709, which is the color space.
Did this? There we go. My son messed up my key. My mouse, I didn't know it was like moving a lot farther.
To apply that. And you can see all we're really doing is taking it from the color space it was shot in to Rec 709, which is the color space that most monitors use. And we're keeping the flat log look too, but now with correct colors. So now let's actually look at shots. So now Now let's just apply that. And you can see all we're really doing is taking it from the color space it was shot in and show us.
Got it right there. I'm not overwriting anything. Good enough.
From the color space it was shot in to Rec 709, which is the color space that most monitors use. Really doing it is taking it from the color space it was shot in to Rec 709, which is basically 2, but now with correct colors. So now let's actually look at our tools that we can use. So we'll start with the exposure we can use. Tools that we can use. So we'll start with the exposure. I'm going to go ahead and
Tim.
Yeah.
They're leaving.
Oh, they're leaving. Okay. Be right back again.
Hey! Where?
Oh my goodness, is that ho hum? Well, hello. If you're still in here driving and stuff and listening, hopefully you can hear me. But yeah, I appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully things are good with you. Things are okay over here. It's been crazy couple weeks, but overall not too bad. The music's once again stopped playing. Oh my goodness. Can you not? Okay, just play from here and continue playing. If you go to the end, will you continue? Okay, it is. All right, we're good. Oh, and these are ambient. Maybe I should take off ambient as well, because some of those are a little too soft. So, oh no, I gotta do this again. Link Match 2.0, by the way, if you want audio. If you want some good audio. Actually, I don't think I put the link in the description, but if you use CamTame at checkout or whatever it is, 70% off your first year of Audio Pro. Check it out. It might be exactly what you're looking for. Okay, I don't know where I was, so let's just start. I literally took out ambient and it kept, unless ambient cinematic is like a different thing. Oh, no, it just brought them back in. Okay, cool. So, okay, ambient, country, and then instrumental only. Okay, that should be better. Just preload a bunch of stuff. Go back up. And then, see, where even was I? I don't know, so I'll just start with something like that. Of course I get classical. Whoops. That's fine. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, let's edit a little bit more. I might have to leave relatively soon. Start with the exposure. I'm going to go ahead and that log look too, but now with correct colors. So most monitors use. Most monitors use. Too, but now with correct color. Okay, so I do have to wait for that to pop on. So that's good enough. And we're keeping the flat log look too, but now with correct colors. So now let's actually look at our tools that we can use. So we'll start with the exposure. I'm going to go
tools that we can use. So we'll start with the exposure. I'm going to go ahead and just click and drag this on here. And sure enough, when we increase and decrease our exposure, you'll see that it is in fact moving our overall brightness up and down. And our radius, if we increase it, will decrease the black level, and decreasing radius will bring our black level up. So that's just nice to have. But the thing you have to be careful of with the exposure is that it's really easy to push it too high to the point where it starts clipping your white areas, where it starts clipping your color channels really hard. You can flatly push it too high to the point where it starts high, clipping your areas, where it starts clipping your high to the point where it starts clipping your white areas, where it's down too high to the point where it starts clipping your color channels really hard. It's point where it starts clipping your color. Point where it starts clipping your color channels really hard. Point where it starts.
Finish ready? Okay. All right. I'll end the stream then. Okay. Okay. So that was some progress made on this. I know we didn't go crazy because I had to take a couple breaks and stuff. But let's see what we have here in terms of people that we can bounce off to. This guy is a pretty decent Resolve editor. We can go over to this guy. Let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna set up a raid, and then for anybody on YouTube, I'll post a link in chat, and the restream bot should send it over. Boing, 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 boing.
Where?
Calm down, horse. All right, so that's where it's going. If you're on YouTube, you can follow that Twitch link if you want to join in the raid. But I appreciate you all hanging out. Which says one, that doesn't make any sense. Anyways, appreciate y'all hanging out. For all the general people, I know most of you are actually probably on YouTube. But anyways, yeah, join me in this raid if you'd like, and we'll see you some other time. All right, it says one. I don't know why it does that, but anyways, go say hi to this guy, show him some love. And yeah, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and join it. But yeah, all that good stuff. And hopefully I might actually go live again tonight. I'm not sure yet. If I do, we'll see. But anyways, bye.